Okay, I keep adding to my stuff. I don't like being limited, can you tell? Okay. I do limited palette paintings, but, I think they're really helpful to do, but this one I'm just going for it. But I'm picking up some of the things I see in these shadows. I have a real horrible pencil mark. I use the back of a pencil. Why do I do that? I could just shoot myself. I know better than to use the back of a pencil. That's pretty dark. Let me come around here. This could have been done afterwards, but I feel like I need to do something a little looser right now till I get some control. Sometimes I think when you're painting, if you start with the main item, it's like you're not warmed up. Like if you do several flowers and you start with that main one because you're going to really do that well, then it's like you're not quite in touch with the paint. It's like there's a humidity with the paper and your paint that changes in different environments you need to get used to. And so I don't like to start with the main thing all the time. And like I did say, I like starting up at the left up at the top. I'm going to put a line here like architectural. It may not be angled enough. There, we'll have to change that slightly. I have to keep going because I have a bead of paint here. And there's some neat shadows of the palm trees. You never see the palm tree in this picture. I think that's kind of fun. You just see the effect of it. Let's try this stuff out. It's supposed to be, I don't know what it is. Pretty boring, so it looks like right now. Come on, do something. You bad paint. No wonder you're giving us and giving away. Here, try this. That's your demonstration. Okay. No.
We're watching paint dry.
Now, this can get too dramatic. You know people like that, right? Kind of what you're trying to say. This is, when you mix the paint on the paper, it's just so pretty. And you see that stays right where I put it because the paper's dry. If I screw up, I have great secrets for fixing screw-ups. So I can't get too worked up. That's always a good thing to know. You can fix stuff. It's like a wonderful myth that we tell the public, oh yeah, watercolors, if you do it, you have to do it right the first time, and then it doesn't. So you have to be like a genius to do it. Yeah, it's tough. But, yeah, we can't have it. Everything you do shows. Well, anyhow, but.
So you're just looking for the colors that you see in that photograph.
Yes.
And the shadows, you're doing shapes and shadows and...
I'm letting the paint do all the work. Trying to have straight up and down lines. This is up. See how this is running down here? You can pick that up. That is a really crooked line. I really don't like you, Blue. This stuff is done. Okay. We'll just try something later with it, but not tonight. Here's a really neat descriptive shadow under this awning, which looks like it's drawn in reverse. How did I do that? Very interesting. Okay, maybe it's okay. I always look at my picture and even though I've drawn it out, if I don't like my drawing, I will use the picture. This is just pure fun. I love rhythmic stuff, so like, who cares? Ooh, I do care about you. Bad thing. I didn't get to it. I'm just gonna do these really loose. I'm not gonna get worked up. Because I need to just put them on here. Here's some beautiful yellows. Not that one, but we'll live with it. Now you can use a little brush, but I was reading my Watercolor West newsletter. Boy, they had some hardcore guy talk. I had to like think about everything 3 times to make sure I understood what he's talking about. But he was talking about fluidity of watercolor and using it and how there's no point without the fluidity, because that's the magic of the medium. Now, this kind of goes into this woman. Well, she's going to be a brave woman. And I'm going to just kind of work her into that. Now, this is connecting a shape. And you can cut out her white shirt. We're trying to put a shirt on her. Okay, excuse me, I'm not taking her shirt off.
Where were you?
I'm putting this gal in here, but
Mardi Gras. No.
you can do anything you want as an artist.
Artist privilege.
It doesn't necessarily always work, but you can try. There's some faces back here. I'll go back to these. Now, I ran into that guy, so I'm going to put in his shadows. You know, you learn why you like certain colors when you try some new ones. These pigments I have played around with more stuff. Well, when I like to try a new one, it's fun. I did a horrible demonstration. I tried out all the staining pigments, and I didn't have the good staining yellow. That's a bad idea. So then everything turned brown on me. It's kind of disappointing, but I thought it's good to try something like that. But I didn't have the works. put a little sun on his shoulder. Oh, he disappeared. Where did he go? Now here's some the Surrey with the fringe on top stuff. Isn't that kind of fun? You can make this simple. Provided you have coordination. You can get a piece of tape. See, this is why I'm not a surgeon. Very bad tape skills. But I love masking tape. All day when you share it on me. So you. But you can make it a little not so perfect. And see, there's no paint under here. I did this huge painting with buildings, and the windows were, it was a red brick building with colored windows. And I painted the windows all in dark colors first, using masking tape, because if there is paint near where you're putting, if you put this on top of a painted area, it always bleeds underneath. Or you have to learn the scrapey technique of pushing this down, which I learned when I did the Blue Cross Blue Shield buildings. It almost made me throw up when I was in the Marines with all their windows. But yes, I did. Now this is, let's swim it here. Okay. This is a variation in gold.
Ellen, you're still painting shadows, right? Pretty much, the shapes
This
and
is
shadows?
not a I'm painting
No,
light
this is-
values, I'm sorry. These are the, this is the fringe.
Oh, on the Surrey, okay. All right. The Surrey with the fringe on top.
It's the Surrey with the fringe. You don't want me to sing, so.
I'll go
I can
for
always
it.
get booed for that. They had an article, this Clara Pepburn, who was a fire director at First Lutheran. I went into his hair. I can always take it out of his hair, so I will not worry about his hair, especially with a light value, you know. But this is like a rhythm thing. So you don't want to make it the same all the way across. You can always put some darks in there. You can put a tad of green. But where is that thing on the side? This is weird lighting. I put an arrow here for myself. I'm not even sure that it's, the lighting is kind of coming, it's coming through the trees. So, what did I do there? See how much easier that was than trying to stop at a place. Now that's a very wet shape, so I mean I could put in this is the angle of these horizontal lines. This is very important. And it probably has to be straight up and down. But if I go bump into that when that's wet, that's a taboo area now. So I have to stay away from that or I'll mess it up. All of this, see, this is blending on the paper. That's not too hot. That's kind of maybe too slow of a change. I'm surprised it did that, but I wasn't watching it that well. I can't blame the new paint on that. But I would like to. But anyhow, so I'm going to do. You can tell if it's wet because it's cool, if you want to feel that. I have this weird thing I've been thinking about doing, and y'all say, why do you do this? And I have, in my book, I have some theory about spaces between things. It's not really my theory, it's just something I learned from someone else. However, like, about everything. But, this is a crevice between these horses. And you see they're almost symmetrical, but they're not. They're interesting to travel up. To me, it's coming up in a main area of my painting and leading you upwards, and it's part of the ground underneath. And I want to take this easy opportunity to color that so that it'll be interesting and work in something. So that I don't really know how that will work, but which one does this pants show up in? Put it as part of his pants. It might be girl, I don't know. Yeah. Well, that's bad. I think I had a really bad day. Colors are important. But, we'll put some red in there to get rid of the green.
Mr. Green Jeans.
Yeah, okay, that was really something, okay. So, you know, I did that in high school. I painted this roof. It was a brown roof, but it kept, I got green in it, yellow green. And, this is all dark. There's dark going over it is what I mean by it's all dark. I believe in colored darks, just like colored whites. Well, it's going to get lighter down here because I'll take this. Now I have to get it down. But that's an interesting shape, I think. And what did happen to this guy who is? We're going to pull into him. He's hidden behind this guy. He had to be studying this photograph carefully for hours to find him. Which is one good thing about drawing something out. You really find out. Okay. Now that's not that amazing looking or anything, but I can take this over here and I can put in this road. It's not the color I want. Where do you get there? See, I have something floating under there. If I don't know what it is, and it keeps getting in my picture.
What's that blue?
Well, some kind of blue. I thought I got rid of it though. get worked up about them. Over the sidewalk. Now, the blue shadows from the trees are not going in. These are light shadows. So, that's the car. I had trouble with this horse's ear. I decided it should be bigger than the other horse. And then I went, now he looks like a mule. Yeah, maybe the other horse's ears are too big. And I'm like, what the heck? I had it. I should have left it alone. Looked okay. It's just I was thinking, what the? Now this is just a nice, clean, pretty piece of paint. But I have to watch down here, see. This is like one of those killer areas that make your watercolors make you cry. Not that Dave would ever cry. But, see this puddle here? When I was in college, I used to get these rings like this. Wow. Big, ugly. And all you have to do is watch those puddles. If you think about how ugly a puddle can get, and when it dries up, it's the smell, and then it has that crusty brown stuff where it pushes up. It gets rings because it kind of dries out, and then it shrinks again, and the water goes down, and it rains again, and because it's raining and it's changing, it's like the watercolors, it keeps munching in their paint, you know, like, if you just dry the puddle up right at the beginning, you won't have to deal with it, okay? So that is like how you deal with watercolor. So this is fresh and beautiful, and it may not be perfect, and I'm going to leave it alone. That's the number one, leave that alone. Okay, so these are all, see how they blended because they were wet and changed in between. We're just mixing these areas on the paper and they're changing. These, you can probably tell I was scared there. I was just scared. Some of it I need more control. I can.
Ellen, would you turn that picture around so we can kind of see what you're getting with your verticals?
Yep. Okay, here first.
No,
See-
the
photograph she's talking
I'm
about.
sorry.
Okay, maybe I'll pass really quick. Give me a moment to think here. Drink some coffee. Don't take it too long. Okay,
Did you like Charleston?
I like Charles. I've been there several times. But, and last time we were near there, we were, the time before, we went out to where they have the tide come in, and it goes out and there's all these shellfish, what do you call them, oysters there, and it's just, we're all looking around because there's like mud and there's oysters all over the place, and people go in and pick them, and we went on a ride, and so we're going through swamps, basically. We learned about these dolphins that live in the area are different from normal dolphins because all the teeth are ground off on one side of their mouth because they herd fish. They said they had to have like 200 McDonald's hamburgers worth of fish a day to live. And so what they do is they push them against all the weeds, you know, and herd them, and then they chomp them down until they're all gone. Anyway, but it's really interesting what you learn about these places. Now, I might sit, you know, sitting is a good way to get more control too. You go closer to your painting. I'm gonna look at this mane on this horse because this mane is light.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm painting light to dark. This is not gonna give me any trouble here. I'm staying away from this stuff. So it's kind of like, if you hear about this painting as a whole, where you don't finish, if you finish one area perfectly, then you keep going along and finishing everything, it gets, something changes in your mind along the way, and it all of a sudden looks like there's another artist over here. And if you're using the watercolor, it kind of helps you that way, because you're, if you hop around to protect your messes, you will do the same thing. So, and this is potentially a gold mane. There's some blue. That is not blue. But it's light. And I don't need to stay in these lines because I'm going to put dark around it. So I can try to get the wispy direction of this hair. Let's see, what kind of hair job is that? No. Can look for a little volume in it. Yeah, the temptation to me is to really do a lot in this face, but it's a little shape, and if I over monkey it, it'll probably get ugly. So I'm just gonna put some stuff on there, light. Get some raindrops. I've been painting acrylic. I know some of you have heard I'm doing a sheet book. I'm really doing a sheet book. It's going to be done. Chelsea's going to help me market it. But I've been painting sheep till I'm blue in the face. Can you tell? And
Are they acrylic?
they're acrylic. And I did that because there's so many paintings. It's like 40 paintings. I figured I didn't want to.
Didn't you start doing them in watercolor though?
I started and I don't know. I can have some in there. I don't care. But
Do you have a storyline with it, a plot?
yes, and I'm going to tell you the plot and paint at the same time. You're going to be sorry I did.
Okay,
So,
don't tell us then.
But I do have.
Sheep, yeah.
Don't tell us, don't talk sheep, don't talk sheep.
I did get I'm having a show at the Plains Art Museum in October 20th or 12th. I don't know, something like
With all your sheep paintings.
that. Yeah.
Yay, good for you.
And your book.
And my book, yeah. So I start in September in Bismarck, and it sounds like I'll be in Minot, and I don't know, that's not set up for sure. I'm working to have a traveling exhibition, because I got all these paintings. Heaven only knows I don't want them in my house. No, there's just no room for these things. Funny, like the acrylics I learned to get, like watercolor. I used to buy 100 sheets of watercolor paper, whatever. And, you know, I put them in a little pile. And then you get a book, a magazine that says, buy a canvas. You buy 6 of these, you get a good price. And I want some different sizes, so you get six, and then you get something like that. Oh my God, where am I gonna put that? So I really like that new store downtown. You can go and say, I think I would like this shape today.
You're gonna have
Much
to
rather pay
do like I do, make your garage the gallery.
the garage.
Put all your acrylics in the garage walls.
Well, I'm trying to travel it all over the place, and somebody's gonna want it to buy it, the entire collection.
There you go.
Yeah, that, and they'll pay $1 million, right? 2 million, no.
The Wool Growers
Right, yeah,
Association,
yeah.
the Wool Growers Association.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, uh-huh, right.
Then I'd be willing to
Sure,
quit traveling with it, you know, at some point. Now, these are light shapes in here, these metal things. What is, I have to get rid of this. This is a slosh puddle that's out of control. And, thank you. It seems like I'm really far away from stuff. Now I need a short on paper towels. Oh my God.
Here's, I took one of your paper towels. I
Oh,
just set my cup down.
golly.
I confess, I confess, I did it.
Anyhow. Let's do some of these neat, there's some really neat shadows on the windows. If I can get some of this up. I like this cerulean blue. I don't know why they say it's semi-opaque or opaque if you put it on thick. Some of these watercolor societies are so picky, they say you can't use it, so I always try to put it thin on enough so you can't tell, but it's a great color.
Uh-huh.
It mixes so nice, I think I need this.
You can see on the tray. Uh-huh.
With your portraits, it is the best blue, I think. What is that? Okay, that's really loud. I like this arch of the shadow. Nothing wants to behave tonight. It's not very pretty. That's because I have a wrong red, I think. This is the red I want. This is the Rose Madder Genuine. It's one of the few things that smells good in watercolor. But
Does it smell like roses?
it does something. It's a lot of paint. You should just slow down. See, I'm telling myself to slow down. I always have trouble slowing down when I'm demonstrating. I think it has to be interesting.
It's relaxing watching you paint, really. That's
I love it. Okay, here we go. And then these are neat. These are a bunch of verticals that slightly change. And it doesn't really matter if I get them wrong. It's just that I bury them. Aren't those pretty draperies? And then there's some kind of blasé. Now that's
Do you ever paint anything small, Ellen?
I don't like to paint small.
I was just gonna ask you.
Well, I can't even sell them. Nobody wants them.
Oh.
Plus, then if you bring them to the gallery and they take 50%, and then you put a frame on it and you sell it for $500, you go in the hole. It's really fun, man. Here, let me make myself look bad and lose money all at once. No. It's really very frustrating.
I
But
was just wondering if you painted a smaller picture, if you go
Oh.
to a smaller brush.
Oh, I see what you mean. Well, I'm addicted to this brush. I have trouble letting go.
Do you ever use that Rose Eden brush?
No, I hate that brush.
You do?
Yes,
Oh.
I got one.
Yeah, well, I know she was your
I
original
know, I love Rose Eden, but I don't like
with
her
the brush. That's all right.
It's one of the things I do different. Well, I mean, I used to, everywhere I went, people would say, "You look like Rose Eden." Well, yeah. And then, which was a compliment, I guess. But I remember I had a sub for her once. I can't remember why she couldn't be there, but I went to this workshop, and then I realized we even paint the same subjects. So then I was like, I want to paint gravestones, because I know Rose never painted them, and this one lady says, yes, she does. Okay, so much for that idea. But,
Now you know.
well, at least I didn't have to think about how she does it. But I was trying to kind of do stuff like her for them, because they wanted to take her, I didn't want to be that weird and different.
She's in the Florida market now.
Who the one that looks like her is? We had the wife here?
Rogers?
Yeah, Steve Rogers looks like her with more intense color.
I thought Carla O'Connor was more like her. No, Carla.
Carla. I llove Carla.
Yeah, Carla Holman. Yeah.
Oh, Holman?
And then there's another one that paints similar to her, that Cormac has had.
Oh, so you're not saying visually.
The paintings look similar, the color, the palette is similar, and
The
the
palette
subject
or
matters.
Well, you can't, I think,
What is that?
what?
Oh, you
That's
are?
Those windows
Oh,
and
that's
doors.
Oh,
When you were saying that, I interpreted she looked
I'm
like
gonna just blend it.
facially,
oh,
and then you said this kind of.
Get out of there.
no. Uh-huh.
Yeah, you can't help but pick up stuff. It's just okay, whatever.
Yeah, don't you think, I mean, you take workshops and you pick up little pieces from
Yeah,
every
like
person.
in college, that's one of the big things about college professors, that they don't paint in front of you because they don't want it to look like that's the school up there.
Mhm.
And so when you see them snobbing workshops, that is their attitude, or demonstrations. The one I was so lucky to miss out on, I wanted to go so bad with Jean Dobie, and then Sandy Miles got to go, but I couldn't, I don't know why I couldn't go, but I was just devastated that I couldn't go to see Jean Dobie, because her color book is so amazing. And Sandy said that she painted in a tent. And she'd tell you how to mix these colors. She'd show you how to mix the colors, and you did all these squares of color mixes.
Oh.
And then when she'd paint, she'd go in the tent.
Oh.
You couldn't watch her.
And she wouldn't let you watch her?
No, you couldn't watch her paint. And I thought, I would have been crazy. I hate doing that. Well, those are good for you, though, to go do those exercises. They make you do them in college.
Oh, sure. I don't know, you have to paint
Don't I
swatches and
know?
swatches and swatches.
Yeah.
Forever.
And then like you get the primary
Usually it's in the
colors to
design
mix
class.
and make all the colors.
Usually in the design class.
This is very forgiving in here, and you could just kind of go like stuff like this if you want, because you're gonna put these darker things on later, so you can just kind of put shapes that now this tree. I just did that. Stupid. It's, I think it's tilted, let's see. Which is okay, they never straight, but, when you do verticals, you have less forgiveness. It seems to me, like with Tinda Das, he has a new book out, he's an architect, he makes everything crooked and it seems to work, I don't know how, but I think he so understands architecture that he can't help himself. We had Tinda Das here to teach a workshop once, but he does really graphic, loose watercolors with architecture all the time. And he has a new one.
Fresh squeezed out paint, so it's all wet, you know what I mean?
He's very, a lot of white paper.
Yeah.
But, it's very free, but then it's got a lot of hard edges. But he seems to be able to get away with that. And I was in Minneapolis, I got in some gallery, which was just humiliating because, I was so excited to be in this gallery in the Mall of America, and they asked me to have an opening during Thanksgiving weekend, which I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna be in the Mall of America. And I was next to, I had this huge wall of my paintings, and I'm doing my demo, and on the other side of the window is this guy who's got all these oil buildings. They were all giclées, which I didn't know about giclées then, but they were 200 to 300, maybe 5 at the most, dollar pieces, but he had taken architecture and twisted it all to pieces, but it was really cool looking. I mean, he did a great job. And I was doing my demo, and people came in, walked right by me, went, oh, these are so cool, and everybody looked at me. I was like, whoa, they're not talking to me. But it's just horrifying. And so, I learned everybody likes the same thing. And, that was not the gallery for me. They didn't, I wasn't even offended when the guy said, he took me out before the evening weekend, though. I was moving in the back. I was like, what? Just because nobody was there. But, whatever. Such is life. Well, this is,
Did you sell anything there?
I might have sold, I think I sold a giclée.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty bad. I wasn't there very long. It cost me more money than to bring my stuff down, I think. But, you have to find your galleries too. You have to find your customers. Now, this is hard to tell because I don't know where the light is on this thing. I think it's almost shadowed in the center.
Ellen, when you pull from all these different photos, I guess that to me, like where your light is coming from, do you have to just kind of determine for that painting too, don't you? Or do you?
Well, it does help if you know these were all from the same angle.
Yeah.
These were from this guy facing that guy going toward it.
Okay.
So that made it easier. Yes, you do have to pay attention to that. That one I blew, okay. Now this tree has to get fatter. Even when you're painting something like that, to change the color, this is like a medium value. You have to love the tree. We were playing golf and
Tree hugger.
we're playing golf with this lady and this gal hits this horrible shot. And I said, you didn't feel good about that shot, did you? Before you hit it. And she said, no. I said, you didn't think you were going to do good. Yeah, and I said, you have to put love into that shot. This next lady said, I said, you put love into this putt. She says, shipped it right in. It's
All
like-
right.
We had more fun.
It's like, then it's like,
Kinda works for. Look at that lovely too.
I talk to Phil a whole lot too.
Oh,
Don't I?
yeah,
Who's Phil?
a golfer.
Yeah,
Nicholson?
Phil Mickelson.
She thinks he's cute, I don't. She'll come out and she says, I was talking to Phil on the television. And I said, oh, ugh.
I said, you've been looking right at me.
Well, that's nice. I hate that when they don't pay attention.
And my husband will say, I'll say, well, how is Phil doing today? You know, and my husband tells me, I'll say, Phil had a good shot, Sue, you know. Oh, good.
You can't tell if it's a good shot. You're so busy looking at him.
Yeah, and then she
Yeah.
calls me up and she said, Phil, he's really good. And I said, oh, I wish he wouldn't wear that hat, it looks so ugly. He
But
pulls
you
it
got
down
his-
to his
I don't
eyebrows.
like his hair in the back. I
God.
said, oh, I do.
God.
I said, it'll be so. He's so
What?
sweet.
I can't even think what he looks like.
Oh, he's
Phil,
not.
oh, he's just, he really is, he is.
I know I've seen him.
Oh, you have to notice him now.
Oh,
I
yes.
will,
Oh,
definitely.
yeah.
the
He's
next-
getting
He's in
better.
some commercials.
Well, Phil isn't, he's pretty consistent. Yeah, although he has some good times too.
Yeah.
He has some really
Pardon?
he makes some really bad decisions.
You think so?
Oh, I don't think
It's
so.
not as bad as Tiger Woods.
He's risky, but that's, when he's on, he does very well.
See, I don't know anything about golf, and I don't golf, and I
Oh,
don't watch
yes.
golf. I just give her a bad time about it.
Sounds,
Yeah.
that sounds like you should.
Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, it's just kind of fun.
Now, this is kind of a weird, interesting, what do I think now? The tree that you can't see.
golf scene for a long time.
What's that?
I said he's been on the golf scene for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
It has to be good to even be that far up.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, my husband is always kind of commenting about, you know, Tiger and all this, and so I had to combat with Phil.
Yeah.
Such a good guy. He has darling little kids and
Yeah.
everything.
That's your poem, the shadows or the?
This per shadow
No,
of
we're
birch
back.
trees.
Okay.
I tried
No,
that,
it's
and
come
I
back.
don't like it. Several times, many times. Huh?
Sometimes you don't know what it is, so you just put colors.
That was pretty jarring to your whole body. See those moguls? Oh, God.
See why you want to join this watercolor society. These people are so interesting. Actually, I find this is when they say a supportive group. I mean, one of my favorite shows is our little A Street show, because every year we get newbies who never had a show before, and then every year somebody doesn't know about putting the weights on their tent, and you go help them pick their tent up, and they're crying because all the art that they just created fell over, and it's just, but you know, kind of reminds you that you have come somewhere from where you used to be, but. Now here is a beautiful sky. I love this
Yeah,
sky.
it is.
It's just so simple. So I don't know where this stuff ends. I'm going to put water on it. Actually. Oh, can you imagine how unique that is?
You're gonna paint wet on wet?
Just to make my life easy. Hopefully I won't. Again, this is a very good puddle around the edge, so you can see. And there's some water down here. This is on the back tree. right around the corner from that big beautiful mansion I painted, which was two, I was a couple that couldn't agree on architects.
Oh, really? Oh.
They decided to divide the house into, okay,
Oh, yeah,
so
there's
two
stories
styles.
about that.
Yeah, here, now, I'm gonna put some of this. And I just want some color. And then, there's lots of ways you can do this, but this is the way I'm gonna do this, because it's, I think, the easiest. Oh, you don't look pretty. Bad sky.
Where's the love?
Love, love. Brett Shelterman, love. God, he just doesn't do it for me. What are you doing to me?
It's not working.
She's into golf and I was into motorcycles.
Yeah.
You have to have, yeah, I could tell you about all her husbands.
Oh, yes.
My 5 husbands.
Yes.
My father was rich.
Wasn't it the third one? That's pretty.
The third one, yeah, did you like the third one?
Wasn't he the, I can't remember.
That
One
was
of
the
them
one that
really-
fixed everything.
No, then I like,
Oh,
I like the other one.
those are really
The
nice.
second one, that was sad.
That's the one I like.
Oh,
You're scaring me. Okay, see that now, that is a stay away zone. Did you see what I did there? I went like this. To keep from the ugly ring around the painting, the ring around the color.
Now, how come that color granulated? Is that just
It's
do
probably
all
the-
of
The
your?
French ultramarine granulates, it is a depth, these are doing that by not monkeying though, and they are going seeping into
Some
the
colors do
pitting
granulate.
of the paper.
I like granulation, but I was,
Yeah,
You can
well,
do-
the more you touch it, the less you get, so
Yeah.
that's part of it.
And you can get some goop called granulated solution to add.
Who knows? It's fun to try different experiments. We
Yeah,
had,
it is.
I took sheets and drew all kinds of stuff into paper. Had to make staples, drawing into things. College, I did, whatever. Okay. Over here, this is a good example to show. I messed up here. I'm just gonna do this here because I can show you. I don't know how I'm doing for time. It must be about done.
22 to 9.
Okay, well. You can clean up something like this with the magical masking tape.
You helped me do that with my mama thinking.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Just so you can run into it. Uh-oh, I didn't bring my weird brush. Shoot. I have a scrubby brush. I don't want to work my good brush. I don't know if this will work because you use. Oh, you got some color on it. Oh, look at this sink in there. This is not gonna work because I don't have. Oof.
Get a stiffer brush. Is that what you need?
Yeah, it's going to back up that stuff. I did it. I forgot that's not dry though. 'Cause I threw that paint in. So, you know, it's gonna do a background, but I can take it out. The worst thing I could do is go in there and try to fix it right now. Is pushing this paint back. You see this ring here? It's gonna get darker and darker. And the way you get rid of that is you just scrub over it when it's dry a little bit. It comes right out. Okay, so. Just
do you ever use that liquid paper?
No, I can't stand it. I'm too lazy. Did you see it? We had a Rosian workshop, and then I had sent my daughter to pick it up for me, and she kindly went and got. She got permanent
Oh, I
Oh,
remember
I
that,
know.
that's right.
And Jana wants this stuff. Apparently, according to the directions, you can color it. But I put it on there and then I couldn't scrape it off.
On the way out?
Oh, yeah,
Okay. That just keeps the microphone coming in, you can search.
yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
So then I did this whole thing. I worked so hard getting it all set up for the workshop, and then I couldn't take the paint off. So then I did these quick little sketches, but I put some of it on, and I blow dried it on to make it dry faster, and then I permanently blow dried it on.
Weren't they like white lawn chairs?
Yep,
Something, I don't know what I did. It
Yeah,
was
I did
horrible.
that.
I like painting around stuff. It's much better for me.
why would you want it permanently on your paint?
I don't know, I have some paintings, like at the lake, my mother-in-law bought this painting with the boat, and I put some of that masking on it, and I missed it, because it stayed there, and, it's turned kind of a nice orange now, and, but if you don't get it off in if you don't get back to your painting, it permanently fits on there, or sticks to it, so it's not a good thing. I think I can show her shirt.
Permanent?
Oh, no. I was in a golden workshop out at Cormorant, and they were experimenting with all
With
that.
different medium.
Yeah, but, no, I've never used it.
What are we doing now, Ellen?
I'm doing her shirt. I'm just trying to show you
Yes, we are, you
how to
are.
paint cleavage. That's what was a total turnoff from the bra art contest. I did this original painting of my gal modeled for me in her bra, and I took pictures, and I did this cool little, I thought it was a really nice little piece. It was little, of course. So they take just as much work. Of the bra, and then I came into the auction, and they had put it so nobody, you walked in, it was like on the floor facing that, so when you walked in, everybody missed it. It was like,
Where was it at?
at the Bras on Broadway.
Oh, that, oh, okay.
Then I heard somebody
Missed it
said,
entirely.
"Hey, there's an Ellen Jean." So they got it. But, you know, for that much work, shouldn't be for the low bid price. See, now it's important to get these, no. I'm just looking at the colors of her lighting, okay? And this is like a little puckered dress, and then you might have to explain it. Her dress was puckered, sir. Yeah. This woman in should use that gal. There's another. Here, this one with the red character. I can do a red shape. I think I'll probably have to quit here pretty quick, but I'll just stay there. Don't have to paint all of it. Oh, God. Don't have to do that either. You have to slow down on a little shape. Now, because she's in a light. Then she's not in a light. He also has this red thing, as long as we got the red paint out. Here's one. Read.
It's like he has a red belt on or something.
Yeah. It's a perfectly normal thing in Charleston. All the men have red belts.
Oh, okay.
Really?
What was I thinking?
That was the name of the song, too. What was I thinking?
Man in a red belt. Okay. I didn't quite line that up, but I'm trying not to make it look too big. It might look weird. Okay. Actually, his shirt is too short. And, well, okay. So, you can see how I'm building up these lights, and I can go back on them again and make another layer. I could pull. I could do one just for the heck of it for you to see me do a shade. I went that way to get a sharp corner. You could use tape too.
That's really bright.
Yeah. Sometimes it's good to put a good dark in there early.